Current methods for observing games are often just simple adaptations added onto the play engine as an afterthought. The most common methods are a through-the-eyes view, an over-the-shoulder chase camera, or a floating phantom player mode where the spectator can move freely around the arena. While all of these methods are good at displaying localized behavior, often the more interesting features can only be evaluated by examining them in a global context, making it hard for an observer to gain any more insight than an individual player could. To improve the spectator experience, we focus on three specific areas. First, we shift the spectator perspective to an orthographic view, so that the observer can either view the arena as a whole or focus on a specific region. Next, we enhance important details by adding an information overlay. This overlay consists of glyphs, which represent the different players, and encode each player's team and class. The player's class is represented with one of 5 icons, each of which corresponds to one of the 5 distinct classes in this game. The medic, who heals and revives wounded players, the field operative, who provides ammunition and calls in artillery strikes, the covert operative, who can spot enemy mines and provide sniper cover, the soldier class, which carries all of the heavy weaponry in the game, and the engineer class, who can construct or destroy objectives. The observer can choose to view information on a player's name, recent movement, and current field of view. Each of these features helps to give the spectator a clearer picture as to what is going on a per-player basis in the scene. Tracers can also be enabled, which makes it more clear which players are involved in combat and where shots are originating from. In this clip, these tracers make it clear that the blue team is being suppressed by a red sniper firing from the north side of the map. Finally, we keep track of many aspects of the game state in a spatial grid, which is then used to generate a coverage map. This map provides a generalization of abstract concepts, such as which team controls a given area and where action is occurring, allowing the observer to make high-level judgments about behavior and determine which areas of the map are of the most interest. This coverage map can operate in several modes. Here, we see a general summary mode, where the map is colored by which team has the strongest possession of a region. Bright blue and red indicate the immediate presence of one of that team's members in the region, while darker hues represent areas that historically belong to one team or the other. Areas colored in yellow show regions where combat is occurring. In this clip, we show a spectator following a player through a particularly harrowing combat situation. The player, a blue engineer, is trying to advance up the beach through the red defenses to construct a ramp, his objective for the first part of the map. Though it is obvious that a conflict is taking place in this region, the exact composition of forces, approach to the region, and amount of support the selected player has are obscured by the surrounding action. Using our system on the same replay, the overall flow of the game becomes much clearer. Here, we see that the player in question, highlighted in green on the far right, is attempting to use terrain to cover his advance from red's defenses, though he exchanges some fire with a mounted gun across the map. Enabling view cones allows us to see that he is in fact very well supported by both snipers and artillery spotters, while the red team is clustered within their bunker and not effectively distributed across the ridge. In this replay, we follow a player through an assault deep into the opposing team's territory. Here, we can see that he is effective at penetrating the red team's lines, and flanks their defenses to put himself in an excellent position to support a push by his allies. By maneuvering behind the defenses, the player is able to achieve several combat victories, putting his team at what would seem to be a strategic advantage. Analysis using our system, however, shows that while the selected player, again in green at the top of the screen, does a good job of avoiding and attacking the red team's defenses, lack of coordination means that the blue team is unable to capitalize on this offensive. In fact, during this maneuver, the red team has pushed past the front lines on the right and into the tunnels, while the remainder of the blue team becomes bogged down in close combat. Thus, the blue team is left at a disadvantage, and the player is unable to achieve his goal because he is completely isolated.